My name is Phil, and this is video 5 of my English videos for you series. And this is phrasal verbs with the preposition up. Okay? I've written all this down so you can follow me as I'm speaking. Okay? Now, this is video 5 in a series about phrasal verbs. If you haven't seen other videos, I recommend watching them. I've done videos 1 to 4 about phrasal verbs, and I explain my ideas. Okay? So if you haven't seen those, I recommend watching those. I explain about come in, come up, come down, come in, come out, come up, come down. I explain the concept of a phrasal verb. What is a phrasal verb? Although come in, come up isn't a phrasal verb, but I'm using it to explain about phrasal verbs. And then in my other videos, I'm talking about come across, come over, etc. Okay. Now, in this one, I want to use the preposition up. Okay. And I'm going to follow the example I used before, okay, in my other videos. The verb, the preposition, the image, what it is, the meaning, Latin-based meaning or whatever it means, and I'm giving an example. I hope you can see it. My first example is fill up, okay, and I'm using an example of a lift, and I'm using an example of a well. Now, if you watch my other videos, you know that I'm not a very good drawer. I'm a terrible drawer. But I got the idea of a well from internet, and I don't know why, I've colored it in. I've made it a little bit Van Gogh-like. Okay, so I don't know, it's not brilliant. This is what I usually do. I usually do this type of thing, but today I did this. So I'm trying. Anyway, I don't know if you like it or not. Maybe you can make some comments. Anyway, let's go. Fill up. I'm using example again, as I said, of a lift. I'm using example of a well. And we're talking about the meaning of level. So fill, like the level to the top. Fill the level to the top. So fill up the car with fuel. Now, very important here. I'm talking about level. When we're talking about up, I'm talking about a level. Okay, you say you fill up with petrol. Also, you say catch up. Again, I'm using all these. I'm using an example of a lift and a well. Why? Because a lift goes up, and a well, you take the water up. Okay? You take the water, you wind the handle here, the handle, and you bring it up, and it's like the water's coming up, or the lift is coming up. And my example is you fill up with petrol. You imagine you open the car, you open the petrol cap or the diesel cap, and you're filling the tank up. Okay? And also catch up is also a level. You reach the level of the others. An example here, he's catching up at school. Okay, he caught the runners up. So you're either catching up, you're running, and you're catching the others up, or you're catching up with the level, the academic level at school. Okay? Now, also bring up. Again, it's the idea of a level. Okay? He brought up an interesting subject. Okay? An idea of a level the idea goes up a level and comes out. The idea goes up a level in your mind and it comes out. So he brought up an interesting subject. It's think in your mind, talking about your mouth. Okay, you're bringing up a subject. Okay, you're bringing up a subject. And let me go, these two are very similar. You come up with, again, the idea of a lift or a well, you come up with an idea comes up in your mind, so it comes out. An idea comes up in your mind, in your brain, you came up with a good idea. Now, here we're talking about something coming up in your mind, the idea coming up in your mind, you come up with a subject, you come up with it, and you bring it up. Okay, so you're coming up with a subject, it's like an idea is coming up in your mind, coming up from one level, we're talking about one level to another level, or we're talking about the steps, you're walking up, you're going up to the next step, okay? And so we're talking about you come up with an idea. It's like it's coming up from one area of your mind to another area of your mind. It's coming up with an idea. We come up with an idea, or you're bringing up a subject. You're talking about the subject, or you can catch up. He's catching up at school, or he caught up the runners. You imagine your runners. One person is behind, but he's catching up. He's getting up to the level. Okay, or at school, you're behind in your academic studies, but you're catching up, okay? You're reaching the level. Think of, why am I doing this? You're thinking of the level. It goes up to the first floor, it's coming up to the level of the first floor. You're bringing it up, it's coming up to the level of your hand, the water up, it's coming up to the level of your hand, and you're able to take it. Okay, up for me is level. It's coming up. And think of the lift. Think of the well. Think of level. Again, just quickly, fill up, bring up the fuel to the level of the car. You're filling it up, the tank up. You're catching up with the level. You're bringing up a subject. You're coming up with an idea. Also you're bringing up someone up. You're bringing a child up. So the child is coming up every year. He's getting taller and taller. It's like he's coming up to the level. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. It is a little bit complicated. I hope it is not. Everything is written down here, including my wonderful picture. Think of it again. If you have any problems or you don't really understand it, write to me. Write a comment, and I will try to answer the comment. But again, think of up, think of a well, think of a lift, an elevator, as they say in the United States. Think of it going from one level to another. So when you say you're filling up the petrol tank, the tank is going up, the petrol is going up to the top. Okay, you're catching up, you're reaching the level of the others. You're bringing up. Let's say where you're coming. You're coming up. You come up with an idea, and you're bringing up an idea, and you're bringing up the subject at work. You know, say I'm coming up with a subject, or you bring up a subject. You're talking about a subject. Okay, he came up with a good idea. He brought up an interesting subject. Think of it in your mind and talking with your mouth. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, watch my other videos if you haven't seen those. Watch my new ones when I bring my new ones out. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And please leave a comment. Okay, something you like to change. Something you think I could talk about. At the moment I'm talking about phrasal verbs, but I want to talk about other things as well. I want to talk about conditionals. I want to talk about how to do presentations. I want to do some surprise ones as well. I want to talk about different things. Okay, so if you enjoyed this, subscribe. Thank you very much.